Shall we? Okay, let's do it. All right, everyone. Well, thank you for coming. It is a Friday night and everybody's been busy in their various classes today. So, everyone's exhausting themselves in Geshe Zopa's class and they don't want to do Vajrasattva after that. Never mind. Okay. So let's just settle into our meditation posture. And for Mary and Lorraine, this will be the third time today we've done this. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Maudit. Welcome. And let's just try and bring our mind to the same place our body is. So your mind and your body, it's ideal if they're in the same place when you're meditating, because it's no good if you're sitting in one spot and your mind's on the other side of the world or the country or somewhere else other than where you are. So try and keep the two together. Feet are, if you are sitting at a desk and your feet are on the ground or your legs are down, make sure they're not crossed. They'd be in a parallel position, ideally with a cushion underneath the feet. And then if your legs are crossed, you're sitting in the regular meditation posture, you can put a couple of cushions underneath your knees if your hips are tight. And then let's support our sit bones with something firm, just to raise yourself up a little bit. This helps with the alignment of the hips, the shoulders, basically the spine and the pelvic area. Imagine your spine is a string of pearls of light stretching from the base of the spine all the way up through the crown of the head. You can imagine someone is behind you or above you, very gently lengthening your spine. So, for those of you here in the Northern Hemisphere who are finishing your day, and even for Jay, who's her day starting out, just imagine there's some air in between those discs that you've been kind of pounding down all day by running here and running there. This is an opportunity to realign your posture and put some space in there. Head is slightly tipped forward, the eyes are down, looking along the length of the nose, the tip of the tongue and the roof of the mouth. Now bring your attention to the top of the crown and relax the scalp and the forehead and the eyes. Move to the back of the eye sockets. Relax the eyes and the nose, the area around the mouth. And then bring your attention, your awareness to the back of your head. Hello, Victor, welcome. Relax your occipital bone area, that's at the base of the skull. Relax your ears, the inner ear, the temples and the jaw. Then bring your attention to the neck, the shoulders and the upper thoracic, and the throat, the chest, the belly, the arms, hands, fingers, legs, and feet and toes. And just bring the mind to the breath. Notice the sensation of the cool air as you're breathing in, inhaling. Slightly warmer air as you're exhaling. And let's bring to mind all the people of our life. These are the ones we love and care for, who care for us, We offer them our strength when they need it. They offer us their strength, their care, their love. And then there's those people who we don't like terribly much. And then, of course, there are all the strangers, the people that we're really indifferent to. And think that these three groups of people can change place in our lives, in our hearts, at any time. So it's good to not see that person that we don't like as fixed in their badness and all their bad qualities. And the person that we see as the most wonderful person in the whole world, we don't get too kind of wrapped up in how amazing they are, because they will fall off that pedestal at some point if you have this unrealistic view. And these, because of our attachment, because we're in samsara, because we're all human, these, and because of our karma, these three different groups of people, they change place in our hearts. And it's probably happened to you. So just keep that in mind, that at any point in time, the friend, the enemy, and the stranger can change place. And these people are all equal. We should try and develop equal concern for each of these three groups of people, although it's difficult, because they're all the same in their wish to be happy, their wish to not suffer, and they're all the same in this unbelievable potential for enlightenment. So tonight, here we are again. Welcome, Shayla. Doing this practice for the benefit of all the people of our lives, and by extension, all sentient beings, including those people suffering right now in Ukraine and in Russia. So just remember, there is no negativity that cannot be purified before we start going judging people for this person's evil, this person's good. We've all done it. Whatever we think is evil or whatever we think is good, we've all done it. If not in this life, in another. So sincerely regret from the depths of the heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, or in past lives. You can think of specific actions of both your body and your speech. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. We experience everything due to our past actions, our past karma. Having harmed others, we will necessarily experience suffering in the future. And we cannot bear the thought of future suffering because we're already done with the suffering that we have now. So logically, we therefore want to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think like this. I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. So also regret any anger and attachment. These are our delusions. And jealousy and bitterness and grudges and wishing to harm others and this kind of like wacky stuff that goes on in our mind. Just regret it. These are the cause of why we harm others. It leads us to say things and do things that are harmful. And think again, I'm sick of this suffering, so what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance. So we turn to the Buddha, the doctor, who has the methods that we can use to purify. And it's not that we're needing Buddha to forgive us. We're purifying ourselves by relying upon his methods. We're healing ourselves by relying upon these methods. So visualize Vajrasattva above the crown of the head. And you can imagine this is your Lama, your teacher, manifesting in this aspect for your benefit. And he's made of this radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus. And this lotus, although born out of mud, lotuses tend to grow in muddy ponds in India, is untainted by that mud. So just like this, our enlightened potential, which is born out of our delusions, but is not tainted by them. So his face is, Vajrasattva's face is radiant and beautiful. He has his long lotus-like eyes. They're peaceful, they're full of love and compassion for you and all the people of your life. He has no judgmental thoughts about you, towards you. He has no critical thoughts. He just accepts you exactly as you are. He's meeting you where you're at right now. He has a sweet red mouth and his hair is black and held up in a top knot. He's wearing the 5-pointed crown on his head. And just imagine it's brilliant, full of light, sparkling jewels. He's wearing a necklace he's wearing earrings and a necklace and a jewelry belt, bracelets and armlets and anklets. He's wearing these celestial kind of silken robes and scarves in the Royal Indian style. He has an aura around his head of light and also around his body. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom. The right is holding a Vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion, and their being crossed represents the union of these two. And this symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened, by this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva. May I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings. And the very beings we have harmed, and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. Wishing them to be free from suffering. So think particularly of people that you have harmed recently and perhaps in the past, perhaps since beginningless time, and just think in your heart, may anyone I have harmed not suffer, may they be free from suffering. And then remember those who have harmed you, and we have compassion for them because they will suffer as a result of the harm they've done to you. So make this strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these sentient beings, and think I must purify for their sake. So the next is the purification of the body, and this is the recitation of the mantra and visualization. So Guru Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, and it's almost like coming out of a hose, very forcefully pouring into you from his heart and entering your crown, and fills you completely. And it keeps coming, keeps pouring into you, till eventually it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living with your body in the form of inky liquid, and this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left. And you just feel completely purified as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mepiyata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Karuhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Duda Mibowa, Sutokaya Mibowa, Supokaya Mibowa, Hanarakta Mibowa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sudam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Duda Mibowa, Sutokaya Mibowa, Supokaya Mibowa, Hanarakta Mibowa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sudam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Duda Mibowa, Sutokaya Mibowa, Supokaya Mibowa, Hanarakta Mibowa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sudam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Duda Mibowa, Sutokaya Mibowa, Supokaya Mibowa, Hanarakta Mibowa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sutam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Duda Mibowa, Sutokaya Mibowa, Supokaya Mibowa, Hanarakta Mibowa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sutam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified. And think there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. So the next is a purification of speech, and Guru Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and forcefully enters your crown, filling your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of the body all the negativity of your speech. And this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So it's just it's the same way as when you are filling a dirty glass in a sink. It's sort of all the rubbish, all the junk kind of floats up to the top of the glass and spills up over the top. So it's the same here, except it comes out a little bit more forcefully. And imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying and talking badly about others behind their backs, getting other people to agree with you. All of this is purified by the powerful nectar filling you as you recite the mantra. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Duda Mibowa, Sutokaya Mibowa, Supokaya Mibowa, Hanarakta Mibowa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Duda Mibowa, Sutokaya Mibowa, Supokaya Mibowa, Hanarakta Mibowa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Duda Mibowa, Sutokaya Mibowa, Supokaya Mibowa, Hanarakta Mibowa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Duda Mibowa, Sutokaya Mibowa, Supokaya Mibowa, Hanarakta Mibowa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Duda Mibowa, Sutokaya Mibowa, Supokaya Mibowa, Hanarakta Mibowa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Duda Mibowa, Sutokaya Mibowa, Supokaya Mibowa, Anarakta mebowa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sudam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dura mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa Anurakta mebowa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sudam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan Sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. Again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified. And imagine it's not possible now to do anything other than benefit others with your speech. So how amazing would that be? Someone sits down and talks to you, and somehow their pain is relieved by the sound of your voice. Somehow the right words come out. You know exactly what to say to help them that will be of benefit to them. It would be just amazing. So the next is a purification of the mind. And Guru Vajrasattva now very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So it's the same as when you walk into a room and you switch on a light. That light instantly dispels the darkness, doesn't it? So it's the same here. The moment the light from Guru Vajrasattva's heart touches your heart chakra, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind is instantly dispelled. So all our depression and anxiety and anger and attachment and neediness and wanting things and not feeling enough, not feeling worthy, all these kinds of emotions that are kind of grind us down, completely instantly disappear by this light touching our heart. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me Sudam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan Sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me Sudam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan Sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me Sudam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan Sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me Sudam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan Sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me Sudam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan Sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me Sudam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan Sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me Sudam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan Sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. So again, be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are totally purified. They're all gone. And think there is no space in your heart now for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. So the next is a purification of the imprints of negativity of the body, speech and mind. And this time imagine Guru Vajrasattva sending light and nectar, and you can imagine the previous 3 visualizations of the body, speech and mind, just doing a couple of mantras for each one if you wish. Or just imagine light and nectar pouring into you and filling you, touches your heart, and eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your mind as you recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dira Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mebi Yata Sawa Kamasita Me Sidam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Matsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dira Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mebi Yata Sawa Kamasita Me Sidam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mebi Yata Sawa Kamasita Me Sidam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mebi Yata Sawa Kamasita Me Sidam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mebi Yata Sawa Kamasita Me Sidam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mebi Yata Sawa Kamasita Me Sidam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mebi Yata Sawa Kamasita Me Sidam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe. Now feel you are completely purified. Not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to omniscience have been removed. So the next is the power of resolve and the final step in the purification process. So whatever it is you've been working on this week, just review it and rejoice in any progress that you've been making. If there's not much progress, sometimes it's one step forward and a couple of steps back, and that's okay too. You can just rejoice for the effort that you're putting in. So think of something some habit that we have that is causing harm to ourselves and others, and maybe make a decision that we want to start thinking about refraining from that habit. Well, make a decision to refrain from that habit, whether it's for 5 seconds or 60 seconds or overnight or for a day or for a week. But give yourself something to do, give yourself a timeline that is doable. So don't say, I'm never going to do this again, because it's likely that because of our habits, because we're human, we will do it again. So keep it simple. And this determination to not do again is what gives us the strength to change our minds. So Guru Vajrasattva is delighted with us, and wanting to merge with your mind, melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown. Think, my Guru's body, speech and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech and mind, my own body, speech and mind are the same thing. And LAMA YESHE used to call this union oneness. So next, as Rinpoche recommends, meditate on the emptiness of the three circles. In emptiness there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma. And there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, place your mind there for a little while. You can think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side. You can just think that perhaps the way things are appearing to me may not necessarily be the way they actually exist. It's always good to cast a little bit of doubt on our worldview. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy we've created doing this purification practice together tonight to all the people of our life, to all sentient beings, thinking may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of all sentient beings as quickly as possible. And for His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, to the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso, I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. And for Lama Zopa Rinpoche, you who uphold the subduer's moral way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving and spreading Manjunath's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplishes magnificent prayers, honouring the three jewels, savour of myself and others your disciples, please live long. And for Lama Ursel, Venerable One, to you whose kindness exceeds that of all the conquerors, for those wanderers in far-off places, especially the West, mindful of your loving concern for us in intentionally descending again into a family of a far distant land, we make this request. O Lama, please live long. And for Geshe Shera, beloved teacher, leading your students toward wisdom and compassion, explaining through exacting discernment the steps of the graduated path, you are the unequaled guide. Please live a long and stable life. There we are, gone like a dream yet again. This week has gone like a dream. Our life is going like a dream. Before we know it, we're all going to be 90 or something. Hey? All right, everybody. Lots of love. Take care. Good night. Have a lovely weekend. Stay safe. And I look forward to seeing you all on Monday. Okay, thank you so much. Thanks, Mary.